start the fight, breaking down the walls in the dead of night. I don't come for peace, I come for the storm. Fanboys melt quick when the truth gets warm. Saw content's high, I'm collecting those tears. Just got started, but I'm cutting through fears. I'm not here for brand deals, I'm not for sale. I expose your lies, rip off the veil.
Hello everyone, I'm the Angry Vigilante. This is my side channel where I post reaction videos to salty fanboys pulled straight from my live streams on my main channel, The Angry Vigilante Show. On the main channel, I also cover gaming news, rants, and full game reviews. I'll leave a link down below and you're more than welcome to come and subscribe and also hang out with me live every Monday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific time. Xbox is running out of money. Even PS5 can't save them. We all know it's gonna go.
Hey there gamers, Dreamcast Guy here.
No one cares.
Today we're talking about Xbox because they just did a very deep dive interview that I think they said stuff they shouldn't have said. Basically saying that the entire Xbox brand is just dead. And
I am pretty positive they did not just say that it's dead, but you take the slightest damn thing. You are worse than the Nintendo influencers when it comes to a leak and rumor, my guy.
even going third party isn't actually going to save it. Now, this is...
My guy, the amount of money they make on Candy Crush, Minecraft, Call of Duty, you honestly think that they're dying? Really?
From the people at Obsidian. Obsidian gave...
Oh, he has a green screen in the background. I just realized that you could tell that TV's a green screen, but at least he shows some game footage of something. I mean, it's better than a fireplace.
Games is pretty much the only Xbox studio that's really putting stuff out. You could talk about Hellblade or Gears of War or Halo and stuff, but really, who's putting out the actual games? That's Obsidian. Games like Pentiment, Grounded, Outer Worlds, right? They're putting...
Hey, you got Avowed? Well, we got Fable coming out, Beast of Reincarnate or Incarnate, whatever it's called. We got that Pottery game. We got Forza Horizon 6. They already got plenty of games coming out, more than what PlayStation does.
Out games, Avowed. Obsidian is the only people making Xbox games, and they just did a...
No, they're making more. Did Obsidian make Doom the Dark Ages? I mean, there were more. You forgot about Doom the Dark Ages in that one. How about Atomfall? Expedition 33 was on Game Pass. That helped them out.
A very long Bloomberg interview where they straight up said that it just doesn't work. At this point, nobody's buying Xbox games. Even when you put Xbox games onto other platforms, they seem to bomb. It's a very bad predicament that I think still spells there's not only not going to be a next-gen Xbox, I don't even think there's going to be a third-party Xbox soon. But let me
Wait, you don't think, oh my God, see all that saliva coming out of his mouth? I understand, man. I know what you're going through, because because he has fake teeth, I do too. But I know what you're going through, my guy, but you got to do something about that. You got to you can't be sitting here doing that. It's not very flattering.
Explain, because there is a lot to go through. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could please give this video
Please do not. Please do not.
A like and subscribe if you haven't already. So, there is something very strange about the Xbox time period because we are in this era where games are coming out. Like High on Life 2 is technically an Xbox game. I mean, isn't that one of their studios? You are getting stuff occasionally. Avowed came out last year, although nobody really cares about it. Why is...
Yeah, look, you got all those... Like Kingdom Come Deliverance was not a... Oh, it came to the game. It came to Game Pass. Yeah, you got a lot of those games. What are you talking about? Where's Expedition 33? Why don't you have Expedition 33 on there?
That coming soon to Game Pass when it came out forever ago. But my point is the fact that just in general, it feels like we're now in this era of negative hype. People are actually so anti...
Really? You're gonna sit here and say that, my guy. Look at what you're doing.
Xbox that even a lot of the developers and stuff don't want to be associated with the brand. Like, consider the fact that during the era of Xbox One versus PlayStation 4, of course the PS4 completely slaughtered the Xbox, but last gen, it did feel like whether games were good or whether games were bad, people like Sony and Microsoft, they would be very clear about their successes, about their failures. When a game like Hi-Fi Rush bombed,
I mean, that's just whenever they had a news report or investors meeting, they had to be. But if a game's not doing well, you don't see Nintendo talking about the damn other, which ones? The Drag X Drive. They're not talking about Fast Fusion, Welcome Tour. You don't see them talking about it. What are you talking about?
Sony would talk about it. When Xbox came out with something that was a huge success, they would talk about it. Whereas now it feels like there's this secrecy. Xbox is not talking sales numbers. They don't really report anything. And it seems like, honestly, even their fans at this point just don't want to talk Xbox. There was
Well, because there's not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to Xbox. You can talk about the games, but the problem was a lot of those games just were overpriced. Doom the Dark Ages should not have been $70. Avowed should not have been $70. Atomfall should not have been $70. Was that Heart of Chernobyl game, was that at $70 also? Unfortunately, Xbox just priced the games too damn high.
a report that came out from the Game Developers Conference that nobody wants to make Xbox games. They want to make PC games. They, of course, want to make PlayStation 5 games, and people are excited about the Nintendo Switch too. Nobody cares at all about Xbox. Now, truly let this sink in. These people are the people making games. This is the entirety of it. You know, the old Xbox got no games. This is it, baby. This is literally the nail in the coffin to...
I mean, Xbox does have games. They're just third party now. What are you talking about? They just showed 4. They have Fable, the Pottery game, Beast Incarnate, the Forza Motorsport, or Forza Horizon. They have games. That's more than what Sony has shown. I know 2 for Sony.
Prove that Xbox as a brand is never, ever coming back. But even...
maybe not as hardware, but they still might make hardware. I just think it's going to be very overpriced. They're just going to make a profit because they know some people buy it. Look at all those people that bought the Xbox ROG Ally X. They know people are still going to buy that Xbox name.
let's talk about this fiscally, right? Okay, maybe Xbox console sales are down. Nobody's buying Xbox controllers. Nobody's subscribing to Game Pass. Maybe they could bounce back next generation.
Well, if they lower Game Pass, there'd be more people that would subscribe to them. I used to be subscribed to them.
Well, apparently not. So in this interview, this is the people at the top of Obsidian Entertainment. Apparently Grounded 2 sold good. Avowed and Outer Worlds 2 completely bombed. They spent 6 years on each, and they sold maybe 10,000.
Well, the problem with Outer Worlds is they try to do that bullshit with the $80, and Avowed, it was just too expensive at $70. No.
Copies. I mean, these were catastrophic, hole in the smoldering ground, crater bad.
But look at Ground 2 was a big hit. So they did actually have something that did well.
Sales. Josh Schroer says, we did make a mistake.
And probably one of the big reasons why it's hard for them to get the actual sales is because so many people got those on Game Pass. I don't know if the Outer Worlds 2 was on Game Pass, but Avowed was on Game Pass.
Not good to release 3 games in the same year. It's the results of things going wrong. Spacing these releases helps the company manage its resources and not burn everybody out. Now, here's something that came out to me like a laser beam. There have been multiple leaks that Amy Hood and a lot of the people at Microsoft, they've put an impossible requirement onto Xbox.
Yes, 30% is way too goddamn ridiculous. That is very true.
Game Studios, which is a 30% profit margin. Now,
that is nothing new, man. That is old news. That was talked about months ago. Where the hell have you been?
This is insane. This number is enormous. I mean, 30% profit margin.
Guarantee you he's never heard that word before.
When this got leaked, a lot of Xbox people actually came out. Like, all the Xbox fanboys said this number is a lie. Because if this number was true, 30% profit margin, this is the death of Xbox right here. Because
of course, no company can do that. Nintendo, how low their budgets are for their games, they're sitting at a 25%. Or is it 24%? Yeah, they're sitting at like a 24, 25%. You know, if they would stop using us to subsidize certain countries, they probably would have a higher profit margin, just saying.
Nobody ever even gets close to a 30% profit margin. I want to actually show you something, right?
I mean, Nintendo does 24, 25. I mean, that kind of is close.
Here's the profit margin of Netflix. Netflix, one of the most...
Why are you using Netflix? Use Nintendo. Nintendo is a 24, 25%. You're using something that's like a false comparison here.
Profitable brands on the planet, right? You can see up here that they're making $45 billion just this recent quarter. But look what their profit margins were, right? Look at this down here. This was a very famous thing for a long time. They were basically around a 2...
Oh, they're going by different years, that's why.
2 to 3% profit margin for years and years and years and years. Now,
Yeah, because before, Netflix didn't have the most amazing. Once they started making their own damn series, then they went up.
Now, this seems psycho. Why would you have such a tiny profit margin? Well, it's because they were trying to boost their revenue, their stock price, right? All right, if we make, $16 billion in revenue, we want to put that much into our product. So you can see here they would spend like $15 billion making shows if they made $16 billion. It's to increase the company value. And it paid off more and more and more. So we got to the point where they're having like an 18% profit, 20% profit. Even now, one of the biggest, most powerful.
This is a false comparison. Why didn't you use Nintendo? Is it because they do better than Sony? Nintendo has like a 24, 25%. That would have been a much better comparison.
Media companies on the planet is a 24% profit margin. They want somehow, I don't know how, they want Xbox to be more profitable than Netflix. And the reason I'm making that comparison is because
well, they want to be more profitable than Nintendo. You stop using false comparisons, man.
clearly that's their vision, right? The whole idea of Game Pass was instead of having the typical big box profit, instead of saying, hey, here's Ghost of Yotei, a $70 game, you buy it, you play it on your $500 console with your $80 controller, right? All of that is profit, profit, profit. Their goal is, okay, we're going to sell you a $250 Xbox Series S at launch.
I mean, it's possible that Microsoft could get that 30% profit margin, but it's going to be very difficult. They're going to have to pump out those games like crazy. Well, we have to remember, they can't be pumping out the games like crazy. Who remembers hearing about what happened during the Atari days when the gaming crash happened?
Anyways, back when they were like $300, and then you pay $20 a month to play these games. Everybody subscribes to the service, everybody wins. But now Game Pass is $30 a pop, the Xbox is $800 a pop, and the controllers, they're like $1 million. Who cares, right?
They're not $1 million. Stop the cap. Stop being ridiculous.
This is basically just psychopathically bad. But I saw everybody is freaking out about this interview on Reddit. The games Reddit.
I'm not hearing about this, so it can't be that much of a freak out.
The Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, the Xbox subreddit. Look at this. I'm surprised that Xbox Studio Head was able to be so open and candid. It's a nice change.
Do you think he spends all day searching Twitter, Reddit, and 4chan just trying to find a single tweet that he can use to spin in a video? I guarantee you that's what he does.
Change of pace. Xbox's whole thing has been ignore our studios and hope they make games for the last decade. So I'd be surprised if anyone higher up even knew this interview was happening. Now it is interesting because this interview really does talk to everybody up and down the ladder, from the heads of the studios to the creative leads to everything. And everybody is basically saying Xbox has screwed us. Now I will admit that this comment here roasts me perfectly because I have always been.
Roast you? Or you mean roast someone else? But Reddit told me this was the only good approach because Reddit told them, Jesus Christ, because devs are flawless heroes and anybody trying to manage them are evil money men. So what could be better than letting them get on with it without supervision? So it's strange that Xbox hasn't been pumping out constant bangers for years now. Very strange. It's not like PlayStation has been pumping out the constant bangers, if we're being honest, either.
A big believer of let the people.
How well was Forspoken? Godfall. Well, Godfall was a timed exclusive. How well was Forspoken? Remember those?
People make what
Concord
they want. If you want to make a big, crazy, cool RPG and have crazy, weird crafting systems, I really don't like crafting systems, but if that's your perfect game, make your perfect game. You want to make a weird brawler with too many cutscenes, make your perfect game. And it seemed like,
doesn't PlayStation make a game with too many damn cutscenes? Square Enix did. Now with Final Fantasy 16, I know a lot of people love that game, but that game had way too many goddamn cutscenes.
Everybody basically said that this is the good approach, right? This is the idea. Devs are flawless heroes, and anybody trying to manage them are evil money men. So that could be better than letting them go on their own without supervision. So it's strange that Xbox hasn't been pumping out constant bangers for years. Very strange. The original promise of a lot of these Xbox acquisitions, especially with Bethesda and stuff, is that all these people said, oh, now we can do what we want. We don't have to think about tax brackets. We don't have to worry about the investors. We don't have to worry about marketing. We just make the game. And what comes out of that? Stuff like Starfield. stuff like Hellblade, games that are not bad necessarily, but they're not great. They're all 6 out of 10s. And I feel like all these 6 out of 10s back to back to back is not just devaluing the brand of these studios. I feel like it's just making people realize maybe these people do need management. Maybe they do need Xbox to.
Of course they do. They all need management. Look at freaking, what else? Look at, Steam, for instance. From what I hear with Steam, they let everybody run wild. That's why it's been taking so long to get a Half-Life 3 Half-Life 3 game or a Gravity Rush 3 game. All right, guys, I'm done. I just realized what time it is and I got to get going. But I'm gonna read off some of the comments, but I don't think I can get to them all here. I don't understand why people have to say another platform is dead. I know, right? He uses other ponies for his sources. I can believe it. Also, that trailer trash fashion sense Dreamcast guy has going on is really just showing that he won't function properly in society outside the trailer park he's probably in. True. I don't really hate Xbox. I just hate their business practices. Hi. Bet his mic cover smells. I don't even want to know. Angry, I don't know if it's your side or Dreamcast guy, but there is an echo on the video. Is there an echo on the video, guys? Do you guys hear an echo?
You can cry in the comments, but you won't survive. Like and subscribe if you feel that vibe. We're hard.